Hey guys, it's Giant Musties. I saw on YouTube that there's no reviews for this Bandai Crash and Thrash City Ultraman set. I say Bandai because the set itself is Bandai, as you can see by the logo here. However, the action figures that go with them are not Bandai, but rather Dreamworks. So first, let's take a look at the figures. Now the Dreamworks Ultraman set came with Jack Shindo, Ultraman's Secret Identity. I don't remember Jack Shindo actually being a character, at least not in the original series. I haven't seen all the Ultraman stuff, so if you know the origin of Jack Shindo, let me know in the comments. Are any of these kaiju actually from a TV series? Now, I like how there's this little background and shining sun. Gives a nice little diorama. And he also comes with this Ultraman sticker, bumper sticker, decal. I'm not sure, I'm not opening it up to find out. And then we have here Bogan, or Bogan. He also came with his own sticker, which I'm not going to open up. Nothing on the back. Here's a little story. I actually had this as a kid. I got it for like 25 cents at a flea market. I just knew it was a monster. I didn't know what it was. So I kind of beat the crap out of it and broke it. I wish I had it, but I don't. So we'll pop them open in a second here and take a look. So here the characters are out of the box. This is Jack Shindo here. There's also an alternate version of him with a red suit. His head does a full 360. His arms also do a full 360. And his legs, they only go back about that far, but they come up slightly more than 90 degrees. He has this gun that he comes with, like a laser gun or whatever. However, I guess from aging, it will not... I'm not even going to bother trying to put it in his hand because it won't stay. But that's him compared to his Ultraman form, which is obviously not correct scale. Ultraman, he's pretty hollow, but I do love that this is really shiny red paint. Considering that this toy is like over 20 years old, getting close to 30, it's pretty cool just how shiny he remains to be. Let's see, his head here does a full 360. His arms, well, they're going to do a 360 also. It's kind of cool that his arms are in different positions. We've got a fist flexing a muscle with his arm here ready to do either a karate Shindo chop or just shoot the lasers out of his hand. I'm sorry, I don't know what the name of the attack is. His legs, they do rotate around. I mean, they can't really kick, they'll do a 360, but then, you know, you have it looking sort of like this, which is odd. And next we have Bogan, which I don't know if this is an actual Ultraman character. It might be because it genuinely looks like something Ultraman would have done at one time. A two-headed slug. It's completely goofy looking, but at the same time it is a kaiju. It does genuinely look like one. So for Poseability here, we can spin this antenna around like a whip, perhaps. I suppose that this is how it's supposed to go in the back, but you can also kind of loop it around like you're about to choke Ultraman with it. His legs move forward about that far. But I suppose you could pose both legs up and get him more of a standing up position. He's got this little short Muppet looking snout. 1990, yeah, it's almost 30. It's 28 years old. So yeah, the color scheme on these figures are actually pretty decent. I mean, I think he's got different shades of green, a little yellow mixed in there. Not yellow, but like a lime green. I like the face, the second face here. He's got these little sores or pores on the bottom. Very cool. Okay, so now what you all probably want to see, the Clash and Thrash City. Now here's a quick look at the bottom placement mat. It's sturdy cardboard. But you have 4 sections here that fold out. Each is a little over a foot long, so it gives you an idea of just how large this really is. But here we have a runway airport, nice little river. We have some destructive buildings, and we have this toxic danger area here. The Ultraman headquarters, and this really cool Godzilla versus Earth, and quite the line to get in. One little interesting error that I've discovered here. The back of the box says that you're supposed to put certain types of crumbling buildings on these spots. You're supposed to put this blue panel lined up over this, and then you would press this button and the building will crumble. However, after the building's crumbled, you won't be able to see the bottom artwork because this thing's in the way. It looks like it fits nicely with the shape of this pattern, but if you can find a way to place it over this, so that way, I mean, you're not missing anything if a building crumbles here. There's no artwork. But there's other buildings that crumble without this little panel that you might want to have them crumble over top of this so you can see the damage underneath the building. The box comes with these instructions here, mainly about putting things together and where certain stickers go. Now here's the stickers. The stickers are actually pretty nice. However, like the other stickers, I am not going to apply these. Now, this is all the pieces I have to put together here. I will try to film as much of this assembly as I can. But I can't promise you I'll film everything. But here's a bag that's never even been opened, and I will open that right now, just for you guys, and for me. Looks like we got some train set pieces. Not sure why there's cardboard tucked underneath there. I guess just to help keep the shape. If that's the case, then I'm definitely popping these back in, because they're very, very soft rubbery. I mean, a lot of this material is soft, not this, but this. So we will be keeping these in there. There's a little tractor trailer, or box truck, depending on how you look at it. Now these guys, which are about the same size as Jack Shindo, I almost said Johnny Sacco. These guys have no articulation, but they are different molds actually. If you look at the faces, if I can get them in the light, this guy has some wrinkles on the forehead. This guy looks much younger with slick back hair. Oh, there's a third guy in here, which wasn't even advertised on the box. There's only 2 guys. And he also has his own mullet design. So I started out by building these power lines. First thing you want to do is just take these little ends here and just plug them in to these holes. Okay, as I said before, I'm placing mine opposite of what the block says. And then these buildings are really just a puzzle to put together. You pretty much just gotta, once you open them up and they're all together, you kind of just gotta guess which pieces connect where. So this is going to take a little while, so I'm actually going to just jump ahead without the camera. Now you've got your radio tower, which kind of just sets here. And then you have 4 bridge pieces. So you just want to take the opposite pieces, kind of slide them in together, interlocking like that. Basically, it runs up along the river like that. I also just realized it says the runway heads right up at the tower. I don't know why you would have that, especially when you have another plane loading there. I know this is just a kid's game, but come on, there's nothing down here. Why not send it out that way? Why send it right at the tower? And finally, when it's all assembled, you have these militaries with a launcher, which we'll get to that in a second. There's the power lines. It's quite a large set. It really is. And I actually think that's a pretty cool scaling for the toys right there. Speaking of scaling, before we destroy anything, I'm going to bring in this Bandai Creations Burning Godzilla. So you can see that they're practically the same height, not including this antenna. I mean, they are both Bandai figures, so this is more or less in the 6-inch scale line, I believe. Although Ultraman is much larger. One cool thing I want to add is that this little rubbery train, they're soft rubber, all these items here, so that they can be crushable. But they actually connect together. There's no wheels on the bottom, and there's a little bit of warping, so it doesn't work that well anymore. But they did at one time connect together. Alright, let's have some fun. What's that? A monster is attacking the city. Here comes Ultraman. Shah! Shot the whole way over here, which is clearly over foot. That's pretty cool. So, it's really difficult to play with one hand. As you can see, these did not come unconnected. I thought Ultraman could awesomely burst through that. At the end of the day, it's a much better just diorama set, but you can still have tons of fun with this. If you can find this for cheap, I'd recommend getting it. This is Giant Musty's Ultraman Clash in Thrash City, signing off.